Evilswarms are coming back!
YugiNoNo!
King Prepare! So first off, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. It is the day after Thanksgiving. I am still just so full from all the granny cooking. But if you do not eat all of the granny cooking that you can, it is a crime. It is a travesty if you don't. So I hope that you guys all had a really great Thanksgiving. I know that I did. And I know what I'm thankful for now. Not just for granny cooking, but I am very, very thankful for the new Evilswarm Link Monster. Oh my gosh, I never thought in a million years the Evilswarms would actually get support. In previous videos, I had stated the Evilswarms are one of my favorite decks. If I had to rank them, I think that I would actually put them as my third favorite deck of all time, believe it or not, behind, Cyber Dragons and Monarchs. I just love the deck that much. I love the art, I love the playstyle, I love that deck, and I've stated in previous videos that they need support. Like, they're probably my favorite anti-meta deck, definitely my favorite anti-meta deck of all time. But I have stated in the past, guys, Evilswarms just needed something. I mean, I felt like they needed some sort of, Fog Blade, like Phantom Knights got, where they got an archetype-specific, a Fiendish Chain that's pretty good. I felt like Evilswarms needed something like that, some sort of protection card for Ophion, or just, a search card like a Rhoda for the deck. I mean, just something. And this Link Monster, I feel like, kind of gives the deck everything that it needed, and it also modernized the anti-meta-ness of the deck and provided a replacement for Ophion. I mean, I feel like this Link Monster is kind of like a boss monster replacement for Ophion. It's just insane. Like, this Link Monster does everything for the deck. I'm actually really, really excited for this. If you can't tell, I'm not gonna lie. But before I get started, before I talk about the card and all that, I have to say that Playmats through Cyber Monday is having 35% off. 35% off all of their mats. Metamats.com, of course, is my sponsor. And they made me this great new hat for 40,000 subscribers, and I love it. They're the best sponsors, and they make the best mats on the planet. So if you not only want a great playmat from great people, and you want to support the channel, the links to my line of metamats are down in the description. But now let's get into this Evilswarm monster. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. It is a Link 2 with the arrows pointing up and down. It is a light fiend monster with 2,000 attack, not terrible at all. And it requires 2 Evilswarm monsters to make, so Evilswarm or Steelswarm, either will work. And its first effect reads, while this card is in the extra monster zone, neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck to a main monster zone, except to a main monster zone this card points to. Very, very good. And it fits with all like the column-based support that we're getting and all that stuff that we have been getting in recent sets, and probably will be, still getting in future sets. So effect number 2, while this card points to a monster, this card cannot be targeted by effects nor destroyed by battle or card effects. Like, what? That is insane. Like, that effect right there just solidifies this monster as just a beast, in my opinion. Effect number 3, once per turn, when a monster is on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon a number of level 4 or lower Evilswarm monsters from your deck in defense position up to the number of monsters destroyed. So you can Solemn Strike something, like Solemn Strike a Pendulum Summon or something, for example, kill a couple monsters and then summon stuff. That is just nuts, guys. That is just insane, and that fits perfectly with the playstyle of Evilswarm, so what they developed into, which was an anti-meta deck that played, that just focused on getting out their boss monster, which was Ophion, and setting a lot of traps. Instead, now they're going to be focused on getting out this Link monster and setting a lot of traps, and then gaining advantage off of their boss monster. I mean, because before with Ophion, you didn't really gain a whole lot of advantage off of Ophion and stuff. I mean, it searched its own protection, and could, wouldn't be a +1. It would be a +1 if you got both of its searches off, but you want to keep its material on so it could, stop and be a floodgate, and you would just sit on that 25-50 attack, and that's really all Ophion did for you. It was a floodgate monster, it was huge, and as long as you kept it on the board with maybe another monster and enough back row, you were guaranteed to win, because, I mean, you had enough back row to stop your opponent from doing anything, and then you just kind of poked away with them with your big Evilswarm monsters, and that's just how the deck has always played. So reading this card, I feel like this card is very, very modernized and goes off of the playstyle that we've been using for Evilswarms, which is just what I've been talking about, except for, when you negate a summon or something, or destroy a monster, you get to summon from your deck and then actually be able to capitalize on you stopping your opponent. Very similar to, like, a counter fairies or some sort of, counter trap deck. You get to actually, get monsters from your deck and then capitalize on you being able to stop your opponent. Very, very good. Very, very good. But I feel like this deck is going to have, like, the same problem it has always had, which is that it needs to go first. It has to go first. And I feel like if the deck doesn't go first, then it's, just not that great. But that's just kind of the problem with playing Evilswarms or, any anti-meta deck in general, whether you're playing, Barrier Statutes or, Fossil Dino Stun, with, like, Jowgen, and all that stuff, or Monarchs or just any deck, guys. Any deck that needs to floodgate your opponent to win. It needs to go first. It needs to go before your opponent can even do anything. That's the point of the deck. And that's just kind of how anti-meta decks play. You have to win die rolls, guys. You have to win die rolls. But other than that, just inherent problem that every anti-meta deck has, I really feel like Evilswarms could make a comeback with this new Link monster. It is very, very solid. All three of its effects are very, very good. It has 2,000 attack. Its 2 Link arrows actually work with its effect. It's just an amazing card. It is brilliant. It's everything that Evilswarms could have needed. I would love if it could also search, you know, like Ophion could, like, you know, when it's Link summoned. That would also be pretty great, but I mean, that's just too much. It's just too much. But something else really cool is the fact that, you know, you can play Ophion and this Link monster. It gives you variety. Like if you're playing against a Blue Eyes deck, for example, you want to have Ophion on the field so your opponent cannot just special summon an alternative dragon, for example. Or just any deck that plays a lot of high-level monsters. You want to summon Ophion because Ophion just shuts those decks down. You just kind of auto-win with Ophion against decks that play high-level monsters. It's just what the card does. But go ahead and let me know what you think about this card down in the comment section. I am so excited for it. I can't wait to play Evilswarms again. It's going to be so much fun. At least it will be for me. Maybe not so much my opponents. I cannot wait for all of your comments, guys. But until next time, be sure to dick slap that like button and subscribe. Subscribe.